Greetings. I hope you're well. All right, update on the music situation. I have been working on an album that I call Undefined. I've mentioned it before. And I had gotten up to like 9 tracks, and it wasn't gelling. It's not gelling. With Undefined, I'm actually exploring. The whole thing about Undefined is starting over from scratch, which is basically what I'm doing yet again. Yeah, facing death and going through cancer and then the small bowel obstruction that I fought with for a year and a half. It's just my ability to do things physically and to earn my keep in the world has been greatly reduced. One of the few things that I can still do and that I love so much is music. I can do a little bit of like down and dirty graphic design stuff. I use Canva for that. I all the Photoshop Adobe products are just too expensive for me. I'm on disability. I'm on permanent disability, and I get less than $1,500 a month to live. Like, period. I don't have to pay for any prescriptions. I don't have to pay for any doctor visits or hospital visits. I mean, my cancer treatment alone, it was probably somewhere in the 6 figures, and I didn't pay a dime. So, and I've had multiple surgeries, didn't pay a dime. But it's still that, boy, that money goes really, really fast. So I can do a little bit of down and dirty design stuff in Canva, and that's how I'm like doing my album covers and sleeves and so on. I can't spend a whole lot of time like actively being productive on the computer because I get these weird tension migraines. I've tried everything. I've tried lying down. I lie down on my side. I mean, try using my phone instead. But there's something about the need. There's something in me that just gets tight when it comes to setting myself up with an expectation of what other people might expect of me. So what I have done with Undefined, it's because I'm at odds with myself, or not at odds, at loose ends. I think that's the term I want. I don't know what to do really with my life. I'll be 56 next week. Yay! Sag! I'll be 56 next week. That's young. That's young. You know, I have longevity that runs in my family, even though my mother just died last year of kidney failure. And she had 3 types of arthritis. She had rheumatoid arthritis, she had psoriatic arthritis, and she had, oh, no, I can't remember the name of the 3rd one, but it was like she's taking so many drugs and she was in so much pain, but she still lived to 89. I'm young, but I have such limits on me physically that my entire life is now undefined. So with the album, I wanted to use my own situation as a framework and then explore within that, explore our coherence with technology these days. And I really want it to be an electronic album. So I had these 3 like pounding rock songs. Blood and Stars, I finally worked up the full rock version, which that's how it was meant to be all along. I have 2 quirky versions of it, but even those quirky versions don't really fit on Undefined, so I'll probably end up doing a couple of single releases of like alternate versions, or maybe, I'm not sure. I haven't decided. So I've taken those 3 songs, Blood and Stars, the full rock version, Cheating Fate, that's up to like version 20 now. I don't think I've uploaded the latest, and there's still some vocal things that I have to fix. So it's like, until I get all the little niggly bits, there's no point in me doing it again, because the next version is really going to be the final version, and that one I'm not going to be streaming for free on SoundCloud. I'm working really hard on all this with as much energy as I have available to me. I think the music is really good and solid, but it's not straightforward. My music is not straightforward. I explore, I examine things, I break rules that I don't know. One of my brothers has told me, a highly trained musician. I mean, he's a musician as a career. One time he marveled when I was trying to share some of my songs with him, get his input and like, what do you think I should fix or how's it sounding? And he made it a point to say how marvelous it was that I could come up with this kind of music. And he described like several rules that I was breaking, but at the same time, it just sounded and felt really good. I've pulled Blood and Stars, Cheating Fate, which is like version 20 now. There's that tangent. And then To Live Again. And To Live Again was actually the one that I started with. Got like a bolt from the blue sort of inspiration. I kept hitting a wall, various walls with it. Now, I finally have it completely written. The vocals sound like crap. And I'm very frustrated as a singer, I have to say. I'm very happy with the songwriting, and I'm happy with how it's going as far as the engineering part, I think. I don't have good mixing headphones, and I live in a really small space, so this is just a corner of my bedroom that is my studio. And I'm using my Snowball. I don't even have enough room to use my AKG really nice mic because I have to have like a whole giant mic stand that I have no place to store when I'm not using it, and it would just be in the way constantly. I mean, it's just crazy. This is what I have to work with. I just work with what I have to work with. And that's all I do. I'm very adaptable. I can make things happen with like, give me a few matchsticks and some napkins and I will build you a tent. So those three are now going to be on an EP called Traquetra. And the subject matter of those songs is very much about my dealings with certain energies and intentions that I have encountered while doing my metaphysical practice. It's been a very interesting ride, and I have learned a lot about how things work. So Traquetra, I'm planning on releasing it after the holidays. Really, this time I really want to market it properly, which is why I'm even recording a YouTube video about it, because isn't that one of the things you're supposed to do? So be on the lookout for that. I'm also putting together, I want to try and get like remixes and stuff. So I'm connected to quite a few people on SoundCloud that are DJs and electronic artists. And I think it would be really fun and interesting to see what they might want to do with it. Oh, and I'm also part of Hit Record. So I think I might upload my stems there too and see if I can get any interest in any kind of remixes of the three songs. Yeah, Traquetra. I have the album cover designed. Actually, I think I will put it here. I think I can do that. I don't know how exactly to do that because I'm using QuickTime, and I'll be using iMovie. Maybe I can do a layer in iMovie. I'll figure it out. You can hear the latest mixes of that. I have a Traquetra playlist on my SoundCloud. Traquetra. The purpose of this album, A Blood and Stars as the opener, and you could pretty much consider that the ultimate breakup song. That's one of the ones I'm going to have musical sigils underneath to give you the power and the strength. So like when you hear it, then you get this other information sent to you as part of the work. So Blood and Stars gives you strength to do that, to separate, to, cut the cord. Then we go on to Cheating Fate, which is, it's like the debrief. After a major event, one has to gather oneself within one's surroundings. And that's where Cheating Fate comes in. I have frequencies in there that will help support that part of the transition. Then To Live Again is very blatant. The lyrics are the spell or affirmation. I mean, an affirmation or a prayer. They're all the same thing. Prayer, spell, affirmation, whatever you want to call it. The lyrics for To Live Again are that kind of an affirmation with the final, like, this is what has occurred. This is what you did. This is where I'm at. And now look at me go. And I'm big. The whole second half after the bridge isn't pretty. The version that I have on SoundCloud right now, of course, the final one will be. But I had just written the lyrics and I had just kind of like, I think I want to sing these notes. So I just like hit record and just started blah. I didn't like practice it or anything like that beforehand. and I wasn't in good voice. I'm so upset about my voice. I'll make that a different video. But I'm going to clean up To Live Again. The whole second half, the vocals need to be cleaned up. Probably a little bit of a rewrite. Not necessarily happy with the melody that I'm singing, my phrasing, and so on. I don't think it's gelling yet, but it will. It's very close. So there you go. I am very excited for you to have this music. Thank you for being part of my life. I appreciate you, and I'm glad that you're here. Have a wonderful rest of your day,